Ever just, stumble across something online, looks kind of normal at first. We found this Patreon, Embodied book, simple name. But what it connects to, wow, that's something else entirely. Way stranger, deeper than we thought.
Oh, absolutely. Behind that page, there's this document, right? Sequence E01-EN.PDF. You could call it sci-fi, sure. Philosophical adventure story, it says. Drops you right onto this barren desert planet, just as something big happens.
Exactly. So that's our mission for this deep dive for you listening along. We're going to unpack this first sequence, explore this world, Isarix. Meet, sort of, its inhabitants, and really try to get our heads around this arrival, this unknown consciousness.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so Isarix. The document immediately paints this picture. It's pretty grim, isn't it?
It really is. You get this sense of fading twilight, constant kyanite dust swirling around, feels oppressive, and the dangers are clear. Twin suns that can mess you up. These unpredictable energy surges happening on the planet. Not an easy place to live.
No kidding. And then we see her. Our main figure, though, no name yet, cloaked. Watching something below. What stood out to you about her description first?
Well, the cybernetics, definitely. The contrast. One eye is this glowing red lens, obviously high-tech. The other, though, it's described as a memento. From some past conflict, something about an assassination robo-diplomat. That one detail, it tells you so much.
Yeah, history right there.
She's seen things. A survivor in a pretty rough world, clearly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And she's watching these, what were they called? Not so brilliant Arets?
Hey, yeah. 3 of them.
And they're messing with some tech. An Iseron X9B extractor, what's that about?
Okay, so this extractor seems key. It taps into the planet's energy. And the text makes it clear this energy is super valuable, like across star systems valuable.
Ah, okay, so they're trying to steal energy.
Pretty much. Trying to siphon off this incredibly precious resource. And their dialogue, it's kind of revealing. They want to join the Central Guild, get out of the sewer branch. Tells you about the society, right?
Yeah.
Hierarchy, energy equals status.
It's almost funny in a dark way. They're congratulating themselves. Clever, sneaky as thieves, just totally unaware.
Completely. The irony is thick. Bragging about how great they are seconds before disaster.
Classic overconfidence. They just don't get the tech they're fiddling with.
Exactly. And the mistake is so simple, right? Pushing a little red button thingy. The explosion is just visceral. Like the planet itself rupturing. And all that's left. A burnt crowbar handle. It's brutal. Shows the raw power involved. And there's stupidity.
And our observer, her reaction is just perfect. Saw that coming. So dry.
Yeah, suggests she's seen this kind of incompetence before. Cynical, maybe?
And she mentioned something else. Arets being a shadow of their former glory since they started drinking Cortex brew. What do you make of that, Cortex brew?
Intriguing, right? We don't know what it is, but it implies some kind of societal decline for the Arets. Maybe a drug, maybe something else. Hints at a whole backstory there.
But then, bam, her focus shifts instantly. Something else happens.
Right. Her own tech, her neural implants, they light up. Alert. Unidentified signal source class unknown. That's the message.
Unknown. And the text compares the intensity, doesn't it, to something called Callrack.
It does. A genocidal disaster at Callrack. Using that as the comparison point, it immediately tells you this new signal, this new thing, is potentially massive, huge threat level.
Wow. Okay. So she goes from just watching these guys blow themselves up to maximum alert.
Instantly. Combat mode, cloak expands, protective field snaps on, combat stance, reflexes. The text mentions the clan wars. So she's a trained soldier, clearly. Battle-hardened.
Right. Not just augmented, but skilled. And what do her sensors tell her about this anomaly?
Well, that's the thing. They detect a light anomaly, far off, flickering. But her advanced systems, her augmented eye, they can't make sense of it. Power readings are climbing, but it's undefined. All she gets back is error, mismatch, unknown.
So even her high-tech gear is baffled. That's unsettling.
Very. It's the first big sign that whatever this is, it's outside their known physics, their known reality, maybe.
And we learn a bit more about why she's so advanced, this EAR modification.
Yeah, evolutionary adaptive response.
Yeah.
It says it's for those genetically tailored for elite missions. Gives her enhanced senses, speed, toughness. And the cloak isn't just cloth, is it?
No, specialized gear, shielding, cloaking tech, signature of her unit.
And there's that chilling line about the knowledge of how these augmentations work being lost. Only the war crimes remain. Gives you a sense of the history there.
Dark. So her training kicks in. What does she think it might be initially?
Well, the logical stuff first. Atmospheric rupture. some new kind of weapon.
Things that should be in her database, presumably.
Exactly. Her detectors are supposed to know known particles, energy signatures, all that, but nothing matches.
Which just deepens the mystery.
Absolutely. And then it becomes clearer, visually clearer.
What does she see?
A luminous orb, pulsating electrostatic field around it. Hollow inside, with some kind of unknown energy swirling within.
Okay, that sounds deeply weird.
And that's when the really scary thought hits her.
Hmm.
Maybe it's not from this dimension.
Whoa. Okay, that ramps things up significantly. Not just alien, but extra-dimensional.
Yeah, a whole different level of unknown. And remember her background.
Genetically engineered for espionage, assassinations, stealth.
Right, so her programming, her core function, it just takes over. Investigate, act, despite the danger, despite the complete unknown.
So she moves towards it. Or watches. What does the orb do?
It starts acting, forming these bristled tendrils, and it begins pulling things in, matter from the surroundings.
Pulling things in like a vacuum.
Sort of, but more complex. It draws in Phelan, the breathable atmosphere, bits of ruins, dust. But it's not just collecting it, it's disassembling it, breaking it down to microscopic particles.
Breaking it down, molecular level.
Seems like it, and absorbing those particles into its core. And as it consumes, it glows brighter, spins faster, getting stronger apparently.
Okay, that's profoundly unsettling. Consuming the environment itself.
And then it goes for the kyanite, the defining element of Isarix.
The stuff that forms under pressure, linked to the phalum.
Exactly. The text explains that balance, the anomaly disrupting that. It shows immense power, power over the fundamental makeup of the planet.
And the whole scene changes, doesn't it? The light, the atmosphere.
Drastically. Twilight is gone. Harsh, raw sunlight hits. Heat intensifies, distorting the phalum. And we get this glimpse of giant mechs in the background. Demolition titans.
What are they doing?
Their job is crushing and sorting old robots. Recycling, basically. They're huge, noisy. But even their noise starts getting swallowed by this growing hum from the anomaly. They seem unaffected for now, but the anomaly's presence is dominating everything.
And the anomaly itself changes how it interacts with matter.
Yeah, that's maybe the weirdest part yet. It stops breaking things down. Instead, it starts lifting things. Kyanite shards, bits of plants, metal debris, suspending them around itself. But not randomly. In perfect, ordered patterns.
Ordered, like it's organizing them.
Exactly. Suggests control, purpose, maybe intelligence. It's moved beyond just consumption.
Wow, and the power signs keep increasing.
Oh yeah. The hum gets deeper, resonant. Static electricity crackles everywhere. You can feel the charge
And
building.
it starts moving down.
Descending. Slowly, but with this overwhelming presence. Gravitational dominance, the text calls it. The tension is palpable.
Yeah.
Burning pressure, a vibrating field. Like reality itself is straining. A ripple through dimensions.
Feels like something immense is about to happen.
Totally.
Yeah.
Then, the moment arrives. It stops. Just above the ground. Halts its spin. Pulls all its energy inwards. This eternal instant, the text calls it. A breath before the storm.
Before it touches down.
And then it does. Contact.
Catastrophe.
Cataclysm is more like it. Huge static discharge. The phalum atmosphere implodes, then explodes outwards. A shock wave. It devastates the colonial systems nearby. Remember that little extractor explosion earlier?
Yeah, the one that vaporized the Eretz.
This makes that look like a firecracker. The scale is planetary. A symphony of annihilation. Just wipes things out.
Unbelievable power. And
Yes.
then, after the blast,
Silence. Absolute silence. Even those giant demolition mechs grind to a halt. Dust starts to settle. And right there, at the epicenter,
what's there?
a figure. Humanoid shape, dark blue, motionless, lying on the ground, which is still crackling with energy.
Humanoid, but alive.
Signs of life, yes. But not like anything we know. These white-blue pathways, like veins of light, start pulsing across its body. They move, they breathe, and the feeling coming off it is described as absolute, inevitable power.
Wow. So not just destruction, but creation or
Yes.
transformation.
Something like that is deeply unsettling. A new kind of being, right there in the devastation.
Okay. The final lines wrap it up pretty starkly, don't they?
They do, straightforward. Something has been born, something not from Isarix, not even from this universe, something that is, quote, finally arrived. Leaves you hanging, right? A massive shift has just occurred.
Absolutely. Okay, let's just quickly recap the madness. We had the unfortunate Eretz. Then this bizarre, powerful anomaly appears, maybe extra-dimensional, consumes, then controls matter.
Unleashes this devastating blast.
And leaves behind this new humanoid figure, radiating power.
Yeah, for me, the real aha moment was seeing how the initial world building, the kyanite, the extractor tech, the harshness of Isarix, all directly fed into understanding just how alien and powerful this anomaly and the resulting entity are. It wasn't just background detail.
Totally agree. And the contrast is just huge, isn't it? The Aramare, it's trying their petty theft.
Right, compared to this cosmic level event, this being appearing.
It makes you wonder, what is this thing? What's its purpose on Isarix? What happens next?
And how does it loop back to that starting point?
Yeah.
Embodied book. What is being unlocked here, really?
Exactly. You're left thinking about some big questions. Consciousness, reality, forces beyond what we understand. Think about it, something genuinely not of this universe just stepped onto the stage. What could that possibly mean? A lot to chew on there.